I'm Debra Miller, and I'm 67 years old. And for me, I actually feel that my issues of chronic fatigue and extreme sensitivities started when I was a child. It wasn't until I was about 33 years old, when my mother passed away, my symptoms got really worse. I tell people I went to bed for 2 years. It took me, really hit that wall. Now, at that time, I had to be in bed anywhere from 13 to 16, 17 hours a day. So it was 2018 that I found Ashok's work. I don't remember what I put in Google, but I put something in Google that brought up Ashok's site. And I just had an intuitive feeling for it. And I read the site, and then I watched several of the testimonials. And I literally cried at the testimonials because it was the first time someone was talking about me and my situation. Like, for the first time, I felt understood about what I had struggled with most of my life. Now, what's interesting is we were driving from Florida to Texas, where we lived. And those drives were always very difficult for me because my brain never felt safe on those highways. So now I understand what was happening with my brain. So those drives, I always was very exhausted at the end of a drive. But also on those long drives where you have to stop and go to the bathroom, those bathrooms are so filled with chemicals. Even the rest stops are just so filled with chemicals. And so I actually watched, every video I could watch while we were in Florida on vacation. I watched every video I could watch. And I really understood the concept of the amygdala firing off. And so we started our drive home, stopped at one of those gas stations. Before I walked into the bathroom, I just said, I am safe. I am safe. Now, didn't start the program or anything. I just learned about it on the website. I walked into that bathroom just saying, I'm safe. It's safe. It's okay. And for the first time, I didn't get whacked out from those chemicals. And that's when I knew, oh my gosh, what is this? I'm like, wow, this makes sense. And so I came home, ordered the program, and started right away. Now, I got results right away from the program. I mean, within a month, my whole world changed within a month or two. And I'm sure it was because I was already eating well. I was already meditating. This was the key within 3 or 4 months. Well, actually, that was 1st of September. In November, I took my next trip to India, and it was by myself. Now, usually I'm very anxious going by myself, and especially when no one's been in our apartment for a year and things, and I didn't feel that anxiety. I wasn't exhausted. Normally, from the USA to India, that's an 11.5-hour time change. And normally that would take me about 3 weeks to recover. Sometimes I would literally be in our apartment for 2 weeks, not even step outside the door. And it would usually take me about 3 weeks before I would start to feel normal. And it wasn't like that at all. It was totally different. I talked to my husband every day. I was like, I can't believe how different it is. It was like, for the first time in my life, literally, I felt like I was living like a normal person. It's just a miracle. I say all the time, I live in a different universe, and it's true, a different universe. And I feel like here I am in my 60s, finally feeling like, oh, this is how normal people live. Literally, my life has transformed in just about every way you can imagine. So first of all, to be able to just wake up at 6 or 6:30 and be delighted to wake up and get out of bed for the day. Second of all, overall, life was just a struggle before. Now, what comes to me naturally is I love and trust and appreciate life.